Right there. Hi. Token Vaping. Today's juice review is a two-parter. I'm going to break this up and I'm trying to get a little more in-depth with flavors and companies and their product and stuff like that. So I feel sometimes if there's more than a couple of flavors, I end up trying to cram too much into the video, and that's not fair to you guys out there since you're taking the time to watch this video, which thank you by the way. So this is a 5 flavor line. I'm going to break this up. The first part I'm going to do 3 flavors, and then part 2, which I will do at a later time to kind of help promote them a little bit, is I'm going to do the final 2. So with that, now I found these guys on Instagram, and they do have an Instagram and a Facebook page and an actual website. But what struck me about them that caught my eye, that made me see their page and then look into their flavors and reach out to them, is their logo. The company is called the Philosopher Stone, and that is a really cool overall logo. This is a sticker that they sent me. I'm a sucker for these things. Who doesn't like stickers? Stickers, you can put them pretty much anywhere. But it's premium e-liquid manufacturing, the Philosopher Stone. This is the main part of their logo, and it's on their business card as well, which they provided as well. I mean, it's just, it really is so cool. It just pops, and the way that they did the coloring on it, it has a glow to it that really stands out. Now, the other really cool thing is I was able to get is this. This is their shirt. There's their logo, and what's really slick about it, and I'll show you in a second. I'm going to try to give you a shot of the back without my hair, of course. But if you can see that, I apologize if it wasn't that great of a shot. I'll try to get a better picture of it when I post this up on Instagram. But what's really cool about this is when you feel this, it feels like the old style, like a car decal material. I mean, it's sturdy, it's thick, it's heavy. It doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. That's just really, really, really cool quality. Now, like I said, it is a 5 flavor line. They are based in Wisconsin, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But if you go to their website, which is tpsvapor.com, TPS obviously the Philosopher's Stone, vapor.com, it basically gives the whole layout about them, their the process that they go through, a little bit about their history, so to speak. Their flavor menu. Now, you're not going to be able to purchase the juice off their direct website. It will give you a direct link under resource, or I believe the name of the column is retail locations, which is actually really cool because then they give you this whole long list of all the shops that carries this line. The first option on that list is an actual website, which is independentvaporcompany.com. There you can purchase directly from them, and I believe it's because they have a direct partnership or affiliation with them. On that website, you can purchase this juice in 2 bottle sizes, 35 ml, which is $20, and 120 ml, which is $60. So it's a really good bargain deal as well. Now, one of the things that I thought was really cool about this company is that these are all actually says it on the bottle, but these are small batch made, handcrafted, and they are steeped for no less than 30 days. So that's actually really cool because it shows the attention to detail that they put, the amount of quality that they're trying to put into their product. They use all locally sourced U.S. Ingredients. The flavoring is FDA certified, which, if you think about that, and but everything about it is really high end quality. Now, another really cool thing about this company, and they have the logo, they have the badge basically right on their homepage. They are a member of SAFTA, the Smoke Free Alternative Trade Association, which is one of the huge advocacy groups for vaping rights, along with CASA. So, real quick, if you have not joined either of them, if you have not added your voice to the vaping community to be heard as a whole for vaping freedom, please do so. It's a no-brainer. If you vape, it's just something that you should just want to do. So if you have not, please do so. Now, the other cool thing that I like is I'm a really big sucker for packaging. And when a company goes a little beyond what is considered the standard, just a bottle and a child safety cap. I definitely take notice, and I definitely think it's cool. These guys, this is their bottle. And if you can tell by the top, yes, that is actual wax. Again, ironically, it is FDA approved wax. And there's also a tear tape on the underside so that it basically, it's pretty secure. They come like this. They're basically dipped into the wax after the tape is applied, and then it's dipped into the wax, and then it's sealed like this. So it definitely gets a security measure as well. And the other cool thing also is that they provide you with one of these so that you don't have to try to play the dripping game. Child safety cap also, because it does screw on and lock. Now, this is their bottle, and again, really cool logo right there. I'm a big fan of that, actually. It says Premium E-Liquid, the name of the flavor. It says 35 mils, 1.18 fluid ounces. You have the symbol for the flavor. They actually put the flavor profile on the bottle, which not every company does it, but I think it's really neat because not every time, especially if it's not something that you vape every day, if you keep it in your rotation and stuff like that, sometimes you kind of forget what it is, and then you have to actually vape it to try it, and it may not be what you're in the mood to try. So it's really cool that they put the flavor profile on the label itself. And then if you look here, it's got 4 nic levels, except 2 of them are the same. Now, the reasoning for that, which is something else that I thought was interesting, is this line is offered in 4 levels of nicotine: 0, 3, 6, and a 12. However, if you look on the label, and it does show it right there, 3 and 6 are going to be a max VG. There's also an option for a form of 6 and 12, and in those two, there's an option for a 60-40 VG. And the main thing with that, I mean, for a lot of people, 60-40 is a mix where you're definitely going to get more flavor out of it, but you're going to get more of a throat hit because you're going less in the VG area. That works a lot better for tanks because it makes the fluid a little bit more, the viscosity of it a little thinner, so that it doesn't clog up the coils as badly because they are kind of tiny. So the fact that they pay that much attention to it and want to make it that they want to be able to give you that amount of customizing, that's the word, sorry, is, I think, really, really cool. So it's just showing that they're trying to accommodate both fields of vapors, drippers and tank users. Warning label with a scan QR code here, and then they have the website right here as well, tpsvapor.com. So beautifully done bottles. The bottles, they are a dark bluish tint glass. They have a born on date on the bottom, which is actually really cool. Now, overall, it's a very impressive package. Label, the wax on top, the colored glass to keep the flavor in, and everything else. So it's just another step that they do that just shows how much quality, how much effort, how much attention to detail, how much priority they put on making this as a high-end product as possible without charging you a fortune for it. Now, the 3 flavors that I tried, the first 2 I can go over real quick, is Immortality. This one was a luscious strawberry and rich vanilla custard in a velvety combination, and the other one was Metamorphosis, which this one is a sweet strawberry yogurt with a decadent dollop of malted whipped cream. Now, between the two, I was a bigger fan of Immortality. Now, I am a big strawberry fan, as those of you who've watched my videos or have talked to me or have seen my Instagram posts, you will know that. I'm a huge strawberry fan. Now, both of these are strawberry based, and I was excited to try them both. However, the Metamorphosis, because of the yogurt aspect with the whipped cream, it had more of a fluffier, a lighter vape to it than I was prepared for, and I believe that's what it's meant to be because it's yogurt and whipped cream. But it almost feels like the yogurt and the whipped cream kind of negated each other. So then you ended up with a strawberry flavored vape that had, you really couldn't tell if it was supposed to be a creamier base or more of a fluffier, like a whipped based. So it's still a good vape. I mean, it is a strawberry based yogurt style flavor, but for me, I feel that the yogurt mixed with the whipped cream just kind of did a little headbutt that just didn't make it know which way it was going for sure. And as always, you know, these are just my opinions. I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to tell anybody for sure this is what you're supposed to taste, this is what you're supposed to feel, this is how you're going to enjoy this or not. It's just my opinion. My vaping ability, my palate tastes, my preferences are completely different than the next person. So I'm not trying to tell anybody anything of what they should feel or get out of it. I'm just trying to give a more detailed description so that it will help you make a more overall informed decision as to whether it's something that you want to go out and try or if it's something that might not work for you. Now, the Immortality was the luscious strawberry and rich vanilla custard in a velvety combination. This flavor for me was spot on, amazing. The strawberry was for me, it was overly abundant, but in a good way. Very, very, very pungent. It was just right in your face, but not too much to where it was considered. You would consider it super sweet. But it did have a very strawberry taste. Now with the custard, because I do like custard, it basically smoothed it out a bit so that you weren't eating a straight strawberry to where it can be a little much after a little bit. But it helped smooth it out, but it definitely gave it that rich creaminess that vanilla custard should in a vape flavor. So having just those two, but mixed very, very well, plus having the steepage time period for it before it was sent out, definitely works for that flavor. That would be, so far out of these three, that would be my number one. Except I haven't tried the third one yet because I did it for a first vape, first open. And this one is, and I'm going to totally butcher this, and I do apologize ahead of time, but it's Chrysopoeia? Or Chrysopoeia? No, I'll probably say it's Chrysopoeia. It is a ripe banana in a heady blend of caramel and vanilla with notes of cinnamon and nutmeg. Okay. The banana, caramel, and vanilla I could probably handle really well. I'm kind of cautious about the cinnamon and the nutmeg, but that's what the vape's for. So we are going to definitely try this out. So, and you will see here, as you can see, it is sealed, and this is where they popped off after dipping it, and they just popped off the extras. So this is going to require a little bit of a push, twist, and turn. But the nice thing about it is that when you pop it open, it basically breaks it in a straight line, so to speak. So that helps the child safety cap dropper that is provided fit and seal better as well. Definitely banana. And there's a slight tinge on the end of that. I can't tell if that's due to the cinnamon and or nutmeg, or if it's just the steeping of the banana flavor. But let's find out. So I'm going to go ahead and drip my wick, which you can tell is pretty clean. And the only cotton that I use, since I have tried it, is Texas Tough Cotton. It is not a Pansy-Ass cotton ball. It is actually a very solid, durable cotton that holds flavor and juice really, really well. And it does last a bit longer than most other cottons that I have tried. But it doesn't have a super cottony taste to it, which is really cool. But if you are interested, Texas Tough Cotton on Instagram. Now, one thing I did learn about this bottle after opening the other two and finding out the hard way, so to speak. They fill this as high as possible, which is really cool because they're making sure that you get the full 35 mils. Now, the problem with that is when you have liquid in a bottle and then you stick something else into that, obviously it's going to take out the rest of the air that's in the bottle and it's going to push all the liquid up. So when you are dripping this for the first time, when you stick the dropper in, if you are not paying attention, you will push the liquid out of the bottle and it will leak over and make a mess, which I did find out the hard way. So just a side note, just to keep to remind you, just to keep an eye on it when you're doing it. Just try to when you insert the dripper bottle into the bottle for the first time, make sure that it's fully deflated so that as soon as it hits the liquid, you can start vacuuming it up into the dropper, and it will help take out some of the liquid in there so that when you do put the dropper bottle back into the bottle, it does not push the liquid up, out, and then over and make a huge mess. So there is that. But I'm going to go ahead and vape this. Now, as I said, the ratio on these is a max VG. Real fast, I have stated it before, but just in case there's those of you that still aren't sure about it. When they say a juice is max VG, that is not 100% VG. I hear people say that all the time, and it's just not the case. 100% VG is going to be 100% VG, and that's why it's stated that way. Max VG, all it means is that they have found the proper, the best mix ratio to best enhance that particular flavor for that. So they will say max VG, and a lot of companies won't specifically list what their VG PG ratio is. They just put it as max VG, which means that it has the most VG that it will take before it starts to change the flavor to a point that they weren't happy with. So I just want to make sure that that's said. Okay, so Chrysopoeia at 75 watts. Let's see how this vapes. See, I am pointing, but I don't really need to point that out, do I? Clouds. No shortage of that. You're absolutely going to enjoy that if you do like clouds. Okay, flavor-wise, there seems to be a bit more going on than I was expecting. I definitely get the banana, and it does linger in the vape, which is a good thing, because that, I believe, is supposed to be one of the main components of the taste of this. So it definitely is there. So you get it on the smell, absolutely. On the inhale, it doesn't hit you as hard right at first, but as the vape goes through your system and then comes back out, it starts to pick up, and then the tail end of it, you definitely taste it. Absolutely. Now, the vanilla, I'm actually getting very, very, very strongly, because vanilla is a strong flavor. The vanilla extract, if you've ever used it for baking, you don't need a whole lot. So the vanilla is definitely there. The caramel, I like it for this because it's not strong. It's not overpowering. It's not super sweet. But when you vape it and you do the tasting face, you can pick out the caramel a little bit, just enough to add a sweetness to it, but not enough to where it feels too sweet. Now, the cinnamon I do get as an underlying tone. I don't taste it throughout the whole vape, but I do get it here and there throughout that, and then on the end it seems to kick in a little more. The nutmeg, I'll be honest with you, I have not had a whole lot of nutmeg in my life, so I'm not fully sure the exact taste of that. But I don't believe it's meant to be a pronounced flavor, so that may actually be part of the cinnamon that I'm tasting, and that's what's helping it kind of push through a little bit more in the flavor. Whereas if it was just cinnamon or just nutmeg, it may not come out in the same vein. Overall, though, it is a pretty good solid vape. All three flavors, absolutely no throat hit at all. None. I mean, it is an incredibly smooth vape. Very comfortable. The combination of flavors does do well as far as giving an overall satisfactory vape feel to this. Flavor-wise, it is pretty solid. If you're going to try to pick out a specific flavor, you might be hard-pressed beyond the banana. So as long as you don't try to pinpoint every single thing in this and just vape it as just a smooth all-day vape, definitely works. It's pretty solid. I think I'm going to go back to the strawberry, the Metamorphosis, though. I believe that's the one before I misquote myself. Nope, it's not. See, and I messed up. Immortality, that's what it is. The strawberry and vanilla custard. Out of these three, this is my go-to. But regardless, either way, all three flavors will definitely hit a taste point for most vapors. And as far as for an all-day vape, absolutely very smooth, very solid overall. Clouds are definitely on point. So the Philosopher's Stone, guys, this was a huge honor. Big fan of your logo. Amazing design work, attention to detail in everything, in all the flavor, in all the labeling, the way that the bottles are packaged. Big ups to you guys for being part of SAFTA. Definitely check them out, guys. Facebook, Instagram, and their website, tpsvapor.com. As always, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube. Definitely click that little subscribe button if you'd be so kind. It's greatly appreciated. Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, email, Pinterest. I'm trying a little bit more. Anything that I can do to help enhance your guys' vaping experience. That's all I'm about. Nothing else. It does not matter to me. All I want to do is help as many people as I can enjoy vaping, whether it's something that they didn't know right away or just making it that much more enjoyable just overall. Whatever I can do, I absolutely will reach out to whoever I need to and try my best to take care of that. So any questions, comments, concerns, constructive criticism, always welcome. Until next time, guys, as always, thank you for watching. This was part 1 of the Philosopher's Stone. Sorry. I'm Token Vaping. Vape on, vape strong. Have a good night.